From the opening sequence, this is an intense ride of nonstop action. I mean, the adrenaline is so high throughout, it never lets up. I love this film. This is the best in the entire series. And I don't think you have to be up to speed on the other three movies to get into this one. There are rules in this world, and I love that they don't over explain it. If you understand the rules of chess, Game of Thrones, The Last of Us, even Gotham City, then you can easily immerse yourself into this world. So, John Wick has had a hit out on him for many years, and many have died. Many in proximity to John Wick, his wife, his dog, and friends have died as hitmen have tried to come after him because he has a hit on his head. Well, in this film, aside from all of that, he challenges the table to a duel. He challenges the table to a duel, and the rules are if he wins this battle, then he can finally find some relief in his life and call off the hit. That's basically what this is getting to. There's more than that. I understand it. But if you can get into John Wick is going to duel somebody, battle somebody to the death so that he can finally get some semblance of peace in his life. But of course, it's a lot more than that. But that's really the gist of it. Immediately the pacing is set, immediately the tone is set, immediately the atmosphere of this world is set, and you're entranced at how much this just is on 100. There are some pivotal scenes that I think set the bar as it relates to action films. This is a neo-noir thriller with action sequences that you just have never seen before in film. Like, this is just, again, this is the formula for filmmakers, future filmmakers that are working on action projects. There is a scene, there are a few scenes that I was just, my jaw was dropped. I love all the Bourne films. The Bourne Ultimatum is one of my favorite screenplays of all time. I love Bourne. This is Bourne on 100. Like, there are a couple of scenes that I love. I love this one where there are a lot of cars and motorcycles, and they're hunting John down like crazy. And then there's this other scene in this building, and they're just like battling each other as they descend the different floors. God, the artillery used in this scene is crazy. I'll tell you, the last hour of this film is one of the best hours in film history, period. It is worth the price of admission, that last hour. This film is almost 3 hours. I believe the runtime is 2 hours and 49 minutes, somewhere around there, before the credits roll, I believe. Listen. And shout out to the production crew. This film doesn't work without this production crew. There were so many shots fired in this film. It had to be at least 5,000 that made it in the film. At least, at a minimum, 5,000. And to be safe in this environment, shout out to, that's a nod to, especially with what's going on with the safety on film sets. The safety crew, grips, the lighting is so important. The sound design and the sound mixing is so important to make this work. The choreography, the stunt coordination, the score is so intense. The score is so important. The costumes. Paco Delgado kills it in this. The costumes, especially Bill Skarsgård's costumery, he is dripping in this film. Everybody looks so fantastic in this film. The costumes are great. The sound, the score, the safety, the dog trainers, the animal trainers in this film. Shout out to all of the people that contributed, the thousands of people that contributed to this film. This film does not work without production. The production crew is just as much as important as the actors. Speaking of the acting, I mean, everybody levels up. My faves were Donnie Yen. He has the best action sequences aside from Keanu. Then I loved Shamir Anderson. He played Tracker, who keeps John Wick in striking distance just long enough to up the ante. He and his dog were scene stealers. Bill Skarsgård didn't have many action scenes, but he is such an intimidating villain who exuded so much power, and he looked stunning. I loved everything he wore. He hung, you could just tell everything was tailored to his body. He looked fantastic as an intimidating villain. Hiroyuki Sanada, you'll remember him. He's such a brilliant actor. I love him. I really did love him in Bullet Train as well. His martial arts sequences were so sexy and tempered and vigorous, and he looked stunning in everything. Ian McShane played such a fearless broker. He's always good, and I love how magisterial he is, not just in the John Wick films, but in everything really. Such a legend. Now, unfortunately, Lance Reddick and Lawrence Fishburne didn't have much to do, but you can feel their presence in every scene that they were in. Overall, trust me when I tell you, this is worth your time. You are going to have a blast. Take everybody you know. See it on the biggest screen you can find. I saw this in Dolby last night. I'm going to see it in IMAX today. This film is spectacular. If you love action, if you love, intensity, intense action sequences, this has all the ingredients. It looks great. The cinematography is top tier. I think we'll be talking about this again come Oscar time. The stunts are unmatched. The action sequences, the set pieces, this is the bar. This is the formula. You're going to expect all of the action films from here on out to be this or better. See John Wick Chapter 4 on the biggest screen you can find.